So I built this super nice table for my wife to do puzzles and for me to do Legos on to replace the old table. And I'm going to show you the entire build process, but first let me tell you why this new table is necessary and what new features I'm going to put on it. Okay, so I made this puzzle table for my wife a few years ago. It's got drawers on the side and an open tabletop so you can put plywood on top for different projects. So she can work on multiple things at once. The problem is it's freaking enormous. I also gave it folding legs, which is good utility, but it makes it kind of wobbly. And she ends up just putting puzzles in the drawers and not even doing them. Plus the wood isn't sanded well, it's not painted, it just doesn't look finished. And now with my new Lego projects, we just have no more space. I'm going to build a table that has wheels on the bottom. I'm going to make it 30 by 40 inches, or a third the size less of the table that currently exists. I'm going to make it not foldable. I'm going to not put drawers on it, but I am going to have like a rack underneath where you can slide different pieces of plywood in, pull out a piece of plywood, and you can have like 10 projects at once. All right, so let's get to work. I start by cutting up some wood for the tabletop. And quite a bit of sanding. Next, I tried to cut some divots into the wood, but I kept having trouble. I couldn't really get the right angle, so I started looking it up, and I was able to figure it out with the help from live stream commenters. Now let's cut some other pieces of the frame and the legs so that it's all the right height and the right length. And then we screw it all together. Had to cut a few of the longer pieces in half so I had enough wood. Are we screwing it in on the side, or are we going to try and corner it somehow? Where to put the Sharpie? I am all over the place. And just like that, we have our basic skeleton frame. Now I'm going to cut up the side pieces and screw those on. And there we go, solid frame with the sides of the compartment. Next, we're going to cut up the bottom part of the inner compartment. So I cut the corners off so that the piece fits around the legs. Now I'm going to flip the whole table over so I can screw in that bottom part of the compartment. Now it's time to cut the pieces of wood that connect the bottom of the table legs in that crossing pattern that you saw. Took some trigonometry and some trial and error to get the exact angle, but I finally got it. I drilled the holes for the wheels, now it's time to apply the hot glue. And just like that, we have the table and most of the compartment done. So right now I'm putting the dowels into the table to be a rack for other plywood pieces. We can have multiple puzzles or diamond paintings or whatever my wife is working on at the same time inside the table. These dowels here in the middle, and we're going to have another layer of them over here and another layer over there. We're going to have a string on each one. Plywood slides in easy. Yeah, you can store multiple things inside the table as you're working on them and work on multiple things at once. That's too easy. Now it's time to set up the string like I mentioned to help guide the pieces of plywood. The time has come to finally put the tabletop on. So I didn't realize I wanted to hammer some nails in the middle here, but I don't know where the wood is in the middle because I already covered it. But I came up with a really good idea. So I put this piece of paper in between. I can slide it across until, boop, it hits one of the pieces of wood. Alright, so here it is. This is it so far. I need to sand this down still. I need to stain the whole thing and put finish on it so it's a little glossy. I need to sand the entire thing, obviously. I'll cut some plywood to fit inside the table, pick up the puzzle or diamond painting, whatever, and just slide it in here. Looks really good, I think. Sanding time! Time to add the stain. I'm really not sure why, but I don't have any video of me applying the polyurethane. I might have done it on live stream, but I honestly don't remember. But anyway, the polyurethane finish is semi-gloss, and it makes it look really shiny. It looks really, really nice. And yeah, that's the final product. Make sure you check it out in my live streams and Lego builds. I'm building everything on that table now. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. A little bit off the end. Kind of like the wood circumcision or something.